moon's eerie light, dust swirls where the black horse had ride. Bottles clink in the ghost town silence, whispers float from the saloons past violence. Midnight strikes in the devil's deal, under starlit skies, fate's cruel wheel. Echoes of a train that never arrives, life's a shadow in these cursed dives. He walked with a bounty on his soul, loved a woman whose heart he stole. In the chapel where the vows were said, flames danced high, love was left for dead. Midnight calls in the devil's grasp, in silent deserts the lost love's gasp. Burning churches light the forsaken plains, where hope is a ghost and only sorrow remains. Staring down the barrel of his sins, he sees her face in the wind's harsh spins. The truth strikes like a viper's bite in the desert's cold, under haunting moonlight. In the devil's eyes, a gunslinger's oath, the life of lies. Yet in the darkness, a soul might find a shot at redemption, or leave it all behind. With each chord strummed on a lonely guitar, this tale unwinds like a wound unscarred, telling a story as old as the hills, shadowed under moonlit chills. In the dying light of a dusty town, where the shadows stretch to claim the ground beneath is thirsty, scorched curse without a name. Echoes of a train whistle cutting cold and sharp as a knife. Beneath the hollow sky I ride this path, the last one in my life. Blood on the saddle, blood on the sand, blood drying under a cursed land. Whiskey whispers of vengeance and pride on the silent, haunted final ride. Blood on my hands where it's always been, painting sins in the shapes of men. Tonight I ride with ghosts by my side, blood on the last ride. Once loved a girl with wildfire eyes in a chapel built of stone, but betrayal burned the bridges, left me wandering alone. Her memory a ghost town, her touch a distant dream. Now every mile I'm riding ain't quite as it seems. Blood on the saddle, blood on the sand, memories fading this forsaken land. Whiskey numbs the heartache and pride, shadows stretch along on this last ride. Blood on my heart where it's seared and scored, each beat a reminder of the sword. Tonight I ride past wrongs to right, blood on the last ride. In the stillness of the desert, a reckoning to face, each step forward in ghostly trace. From burning churches to forgetting my soul. This ride's my penance, this ride's my toll. Whiskey's my witness in the night, so why to every whisper secret I confide? Blood on my hands, set to be dried as dawn breaks cold on this last ride. Tonight the past and I collide, blood on the last ride. As the sun rises red over lands best left dead, I leave behind stories untold in the silence dark and cold. In the heart of a cursed desert town, under the eye of a blood-red moon, where the whispers of the wind sound like a mournful, forgotten tune. The dust swirls round empty bottles, and the chapel bells no longer sound. A lone figure walks the shadows, where his peace used to be found. Gone with the revenge, a heart turned stone. Beneath the burning skies he walks alone. Lost love's echo in a whiskey-soaked breath. He's a haunted soul, dancing with death. Once a lover, now a silhouette against the backdrop of despair. He traded rings for a revolver after vows dissolved in air. That old train whistle's a reminder of the night she slipped away with his best friend at the station in the early hours of day. Gone with the revenge, a heart turned stone. Beneath the burning skies he walks alone. Lost love's echo in a whiskey-soaked breath. He's a haunted soul, dancing with death. By the light of a fire in a burning church, he sees their shadows on the flame. With each crackle of the wood, hears the falter of his name. Truth strikes like a thunderclap, his hand tied on the gun. Revenge or mercy in this moment, but the choice can't be undone. Gone with the revenge or let it go. In the silence of the desert, a new wind starts to blow. From cursed ground to the path of grace, in every forgotten grave a lesson trace. Gone with the revenge, heart begins to mend. Underneath the starlit sky, may the ghost finally end. In the silence of the desert, where the dead men tell no tales, the sky bleeds red at sunset on those rusty, forgotten rails. Whiskey bottles lay empty in the shadow of the cross, where the devil's outlaw heart beats and all love is lost. Oh, the winds they speak in whispers beneath the crescent moon so stark, of a man with a shadow for a soul and a devil's outlaw heart. He rides through cursed lands where the desperate come to part, with a ghost of redemption and the devil's outlaw heart. There's a church out past the crossroads where the congregation fled. Its steeple charred and pointy, accusing the wicked dead. Once once loved a maiden fair, betrayed by a venomous dart, left her weeping in the graveyard, stole away with her heart. Oh, the winds they moan in sorrow neath the ghostly desert lark, for the love that was murdered by the devil's outlaw heart. He rides past burning churches, through dust storms harsh and smart, with a trail of broken promises and a devil's outlaw heart. In the whispering sands he faced it, the specter of his sin, a mirage of the maiden whispering, "Come, let me in." His gun hand shook, his eyes were torn, at the crossroads standing apart. His revenge was but a whispered dream in the devil's outlaw heart. Now the desert holds a secret like a whispered deadly art. Lost in sands of silence lies the devil's outlaw heart. He rides no more in darkness, no more the curse to start, just a tale at twilight of a devil's outlaw heart. The echoes of train whistles sing a lonesome haunting sharp, to the silent rhythm beating in the devil's outlaw heart. In the shadow of a ghost town, where the wind moans through the cracks, dusty bottles line the bar, a haunt of broken packs. Old lanterns flicker dimly, casting shadows, drawing sins. Here sits a man with empty eyes, where my dark tale begins. Oh, the whiskey tastes like fire, with whispers of the damned. Each sip a story of lost love, and lives like desert sand. The devil's brew, it calls you to drown in your regrets. A bottle full of ghostly cries and smoky silhouette. He once loved a maiden fair, with hair like golden wheat, but betrayal's knife came silently, left nothing but deceit. In the heat of silent deserts, under scorched and starless skies, he lost his heart, his soul, his love, amid the coyote cries. Oh, the whiskey burns like vengeance in a throat worn raw with grief. Each gulp a chapter of the past, each pause a brief relief. The devil's drink a bitter balm for hearts that can't forget. A tumbler full of burning churches and sunsets bleeding red. His hollow face, a reckoning in broken glass, the past he can't erase. With each reflection, truth reveals beneath the whiskey's curse. The man who stares back through the shards wrought better and for worse. So here's to the devil's whiskey, to the pain that it consoles, to dusty graves and train whistles, secret souls. Drink up, my friends, let's toast to fate, to nights that never end, where spirits walk in silence and broken hearts might mend.
Whisper in the black sun, underneath the black sun, the whispering sands call through the ghost town echoes, past the broken walls. Whiskey bottle laying in the grip of a dying hand. Dust devils dance where once stood a promised land. Whispers in the black sun, secrets of the scorn, voices of the vanished, in the silence they're reborn. Fate of fallen angels, branded by the blaze, lost loves and lives in the desert's mournful gaze. She was a shadow in the shimmer of the heat waves rise, her love a fleeting storm across relentless sky. He wore betrayal like an old weathered coat, trails of redemption, words he never spoke. Whispers in the black sun, cries beneath the crow, haunting the horizon where no righteous man will go. Every burning church, a tale of rage untold, in the heart of darkness, in the hollow cold. By the forgotten graves, he heard the train sad song, the steel rails weeping for all that went wrong. Stood before the ruins, his past in the ash, a duel with his ghost in the thunder's flash. Whispers in the black sun, now he rides alone across cursed lands where the wind has only blown. In the silence of surrender or the storm of revenge, he's just another story at the world's frayed edge.
Out where the train whistles mourn through cracked skies, a ghost town whispers beneath the old moon's rise. Dust devils dance where the church used to stand, the devil's breath stirs up the sins of the land. Whiskey bottles lie buried in sand, forgotten graves. Each step echoes a story, each shadow enslaves. The devil's desert wind, it howls with a scornful sound, carrying voices of those who ain't desert winds. I met her eyes like a mirage, soothing but deceitful deep. In her kiss, the taste of dust, in her promises, secrets to keep. Underneath the starlit dread, where silence bathes the night, she swore forever by my side, before vanishing in the light. Now every shadow flickers with the dance of her deceit, every gust a whisper from the love I won't repeat. The devil's desert wind, it cries with a lonely sound, echoing the heartbreak where my dreams were drowned. It's a bitter serenade, through dead towns it spins, revenge and redemption ride on the devil's desert winds. In the heart of the night, where the cold truth lies, I face the mirror of my soul in the endless desert skies. The wind called out, its voice was old and cruel, told me the devil's just a man who never could play the fool. The devil's desert wind, it sings with a ghostly sound, each note a tale of what's lost, what's forever bound. It's an outlaw's refrain, over sands of sin it spins, solace and solitude ride on the devil's desert winds. Yes, redemption and ruin ride on the devil's desert winds.
Out where the dust storms cover up the sun, I walk alone, my shadow weighs a ton. Whiskey bottle empty lies cracked upon the ground. Each step whispers stories in this ghost town I found. Buried in the dusty boots beneath the cursed lamp, fate's written in the sand with a gun in my trembling hand. Echoes of a train whistle calling out to lost souls in silent deserts where the wind forever moans. Found an old church, its bell silent and burned. Memories of love lost and the bitter lessons learned. She was a wildfire, her touch both warm and cold. Now just a whispered betrayal in stories left untold. Buried in the dusty boots underneath the starlit expanse, revenge stirs the night, gives the shadows a chance. Hear a train whistle fading like the pulse of a ghost heart. In these silent deserts, even death can't part.
face to face with my reflection in a shard of glass, haunted by what I've become, shadows of the past. Whispers turn to shouts in the vortex of my mind. A showdown looming, not leaving this curse behind. Buried in the dusty boots where my grave quietly waits, acceptance in the silence as the cold night abates. Trains cry like a lullaby in the vastness of the night. In the heart of the desert, I embrace the fading light.
In the shadow of the mesa, under blood-red skies, lies a town forgotten, where old secrets died. Dust devils dance where the chapel once stood, whiskey bottles lying massed in soot and wood. Ashes of the church fire swirling in the wind, memories like ghost trains never coming in. The bell tolls for the haunted, the lost, the damned, echoing through cursed lands, an unholy reprimand. There was love neath the steeple, a promise made of gold, turned to whispers in the night, dark stories told. Betrayal, sharp knife under a silent moon. She vanished with the shadows, none too soon. Ashes of the church fire, pain, sorrow's face, past hopes burning fiercely, leaving but a trace. Cries of the forsaken, riding the night's chill, in the heart of the desert. Love's blood did spill. The howling gale, through the smoke her ghostly veil did pale. Revenge, a cold whisper in the desert sear. One last showdown, the end draws near. Ashes of the church fire, now my fate's thrown. In this silent desert I walk alone. Forgiveness, a forgotten grave, under starlit skies. I'm just a whisper in the wind, where my heart lies. On the edge of a ghost town, under a bone-white moon, The wind whispers secrets in a cursed chilling tune. A lone whiskey bottle half buried in the sand glints like a teardrop from a long lost band. The church on the hillside smolders still, echoing prayers of a people's broken will. At midnight in the outlaw heart, shadows dance with fate. Every whisper in the dark, a story of love and hate. The desert holds the memories of pistol smoke and scars underneath the silent stars. At midnight in the outlaw heart. Railroad track stretch, reaching for the past. The train's mournful whistle screams of love that couldn't last. Her laughter haunts the canyon, a melody of pain. The night we vowed forever, then never spoke again. My boots stir the dust where we once had roamed. In the depths of the night, where cold truths are combed. At midnight in the outlaw heart, echoes fill the void. Each ghostly tale retold of lives once enjoyed. The desert knows each secret, each buried broken part, lost within the whispering winds. At midnight in the outlaw heart, I face the mirror of my soul in the silver moon's cold glare, haunted by the specter of a love beyond repair. My hand grips the pistol as vengeance takes its art in the theater of the damned, where end and beginning start. At midnight in the outlaw heart, destiny is spun, the past and present blur, where all my roads come undone. Here lies my redemption, or perhaps my final mark. I'm one with the dust and shadows. At midnight in the outlaw heart.
Edge of dust in a ghost town's embrace, where the shadows stretch and the coyotes howl. An old church burns, a steeple lost in space. Whiskey bottle clinks in the hand of the fowl. A lone whistle rides the wind from a distant train. Echoes carry tales of what I used to be. Gone with the outlaw heart beneath the cursing moon's light, hunting the horizon where my demons hide in plain sight. Love's a forgotten grave, sworn by blood to never part. Tonight my soul's the price I pay. Gone with the outlaw heart. Her secrets, keeps them close. Dust storms roar like the anger in my veins. She was the oasis, my reprieve, words witnessed our vows crumble to dust. Her whisper, a serpent's left me broken, a shell of rust. Gone with the outlaw heart, chased by the shadows dark, running from the past where sorrow's etched its art. Love's a haunted tale in this land harsh and stark. Tonight I ride through hell, gone with the outlaw heart. In the mirror of the night, my reflection's lost. Face the man I've become at an unbearable cost. A showdown with my ghosts in the streets we start. Gunsmoke will be my host. Revenge, a bitter part. Gone with the outlaw heart. With each beat I depart from the man I once was to fulfill destiny's chart. This journey ends where it did start, in the silence of the desert. Gone with the outlaw heart. Underneath the blood-red sky of a town too lost to die, whiskey bottles lay scattered, sermons turned to ash and riot. A wandering shadow stirs the dust, casting sins in old coyote cries in that dim-lit ghostly hollow, where even the brave don't dare to pry. Oh, the devil's shadows, they roam at will through silent deserts and past the chill, on a cursed land where time stands still. They dance on graves where dreams once spilled. That shadow's mine, worn and weary from the years, chased by a love lost in the whispers of old train gears. Betrayal's knife cut deep, left nothing but salted tears. In her eyes a fire burned, now gone, snuffed out by my darkest fears. Oh, the devil's shadows, they creep and bend round forgotten graves where old loves end. With each haunting step they mock and rend the hearts of those who can ascend. Storm, I saw her face, haunting and stark. A vision so vivid it tore the night apart. Revenge, she whispered, a ghostly lark. Now I follow her into the shadows, deep and dark. So here I stand in the devil's own narrows, where churches burn and justice narrows. With a gun in hand across the gallows, I follow her lead. a ballad cried from the depths of a haunted desert, a tale of loss and relentless pursuit, whispered under the vast, uncaring stars.
Out o'er the sagebrush kisses cold night sky. The ghost town whispers with its hollow cry. Empty bottles clink like restless bones, echoing through the streets past abandoned homes. The wind a serenade to those who roam alone, carrying the scent of sin, dust and loam. From the ashes of the shadows, vengeance draws its breath. Underneath the crescent moon, dancing close with death. Each step forward is a step into the past, where the heart knows no peace and shadows are cast. Train whistles moan across a cursed land, singing tales of a love slipped like sand through hands. Burning church in the distance, a beacon of forgotten faith, a testament to fires of betrayal and rage. In the silence of the desert, a lone grave unadorned, lies the soul who played with fire and by fire was scorned. From the ashes of the shadows, vengeance draws its breath. Underneath the blood-red sky, courting silent death. Footprints lead to nowhere on this desolate path, where every whisper in the wind is a ghost wrath. In the mirror of the night, my shadow confronts me, a specter of the man I swore I'd never be. The gun on my hip weighs heavy with my faith. In the echoes of my sins, I see the gate. Through the ashes of the shadows, I've come to claim I do. In the heart of darkness, I find what's true. The desert knows my story, reads it in the land underneath the starry sky. Here I make my stand. Each line carries the gravity of a lone gunslinger's confession, told under the vast and starlit desert sky, where every shadow holds a story, and every gust of wind is a pouring reminder of the past. On a dusty stretch where shadows cross, the moon hangs low, revealing lost. Whiskey bottles clink in hollow song, midnight on the lonely road where spirits belong. A lone coyote
calls to a ghost town's lights. It's a canvas painted black, missing all its rights. Underneath a starless cloak, vengeance does implore. Silent deserts whisper tales of the damned and the yore. Each step is a memory, each breath a burning pile. Midnight on the lonely road, kindling old desires. There's a tale they whisper of a love betrayed. Her laughter haunts the canyons by the creek where they laid. A preacher man once told of redemption and sins. Now his church lies in ashes as the dust storm begins. The train whistles mourn like a widow's soft plea. In the night's chilly grasp, no soul dares to flee. Underneath a starless cloak, vengeance does implore. Silent deserts whisper tales of the damned and the yore. Footprints lead to nowhere, in the sand they conspire. Midnight on the lonely road, awakening the liar. With the past at the old hanging tree, forgotten graves stir, whispers set us free. A gun's cold echo in the valley tonight. Truth and retribution blend under the pale moonlight. Let the stars bear witness, let the cold wind howl, revenge or forgiveness under fate's stern scowl. Now I walk with shadows, in silence I roam. Midnight on the lonely road, this cursed land my home. In the quiet town of calamity's wake, under the shadow of a blood-red moon, stood the gunslinger, his life at stake. In the dusk where the sinners met their doom, whiskey bottle lay empty by a crooked cross. Haunted whispers round the church, now lost. Gunslinger, ride through the smoke and the sorrows, chasing the ghost of your love stolen and betrayed. Under the stars where there's no tomorrow, seeking vengeance where a debt of blood's unpaid. Once loved a girl with wildfire eyes, in a town too parched for righteous men. Her laughter mingled with the train's distant cries, till the night when darkness claimed her kin. Trust turned traitor later to the noose, left a gunslinger with nothing left to lose. the traitor, face to ghostly face, words unspoken, cold steel spit. A thunder crack split the silent forsaken place. Two shots fired in the desert's heart, one man standing, one torn apart. Forgotten graves where wild winds blow, rests a gunslinger and the fires that grow. Dusty boots on cracked earth, march of the hollow men. The silhouettes on horizons where the sun bleeds out again. A whiskey bottle rolled from a hand now cold. A story of betrayal in a silence left unsold. Riding through the outlaw heart, shadows cloak the cursed land scar. Echoes of a train's lonesome cry underneath a forsaken sky. A town forgotten with the church aflame. Windows stare like empty eyes lost to name. Here stood she with a heart all misled, in the place where lovers' vows turn dead. Riding through the outlaw, each step a beat in a haunted mark. The wind whispers through the grave, tales of souls no man could save. In the eye of a dust storm, visions swirl and fade. Face the ghost of my love beneath the gallows shade. Gun slung low, a dance of fate and fear. Words unspoken, the reckoning is here. Riding through the outlaw, land of lost love and broken parts. This trail ends where vengeance lay. On a path of night I ride away. The echo of a train fades into the night. A lone rider disappears, a shadow in the twilight.
shadow of the valley, where the sun forgets to rise, lies a town too scared to whisper, under cursed and blackened skies. Whiskey bottles tell the stories of the ghosts who've lost their way. Every train whistle's mournful cry marks another soul astray. Oh, the serpent's prayer in the silence of the land, an elegy for the heartless, drawn in the shifting sand, where justice finds no favor and mercy's died with the light. The serpent's prayer echoes through the endless starless night. Once loved a girl with eyes like fire, her spirit wild and free, but betrayal's bitter venom turned her heart away from me. In the church where we once worshipped, now just ashes and decay, her vows like dust were scattered as she walked the outlaw's way. Oh, the serpent's prayer beneath the crescent moon's glare, a ballad of the damned swirling in the cold desert air, where promises lay broken and the truth hides in the lies. The serpent's prayer's a curse under the haunting ink black skies. At the crossroads stood confronting all the sins of my past life, the ghost of her beside me in the knife's edge of the strife. Sorrow in each breeze that shivers past, holds the echo of our love in a shadow that we cast. Oh, the serpent's prayer, now a lullaby to the doomed, in every grain of desert sand, where our dreams were once entombed. Here's to the hearts abandoned in the night's cold, ruthless embrace. May the serpent's prayer bring solace as we vanish without a trace.
In the dusk of Lonesome Hollow, where the ghost trains whistle low, a dusty breeze spins tales of a love from long ago. Underneath old hanging lanterns, with shadows casting doubt, whiskey bottles lay forgotten, and the roses are all out. Dance the roses in the casket walls under the moon's cold stare. Silent steps on cursed lands, perfume hanging in the air, where every petal dropped is a sin, each thorn a tale of scorn. Dance the waltz of the fallen night, where veils of sorrow are worn. She was beauty like the sunrise in a town too rough to tame. But her heart hid secret shadows with a love she never claimed. By the chapel stood her lover, not the one she vowed to keep. Church bells rang their silent warning in a town too dead to weep. Dance the roses in the casket, waltz with echoes soft and frail. The trails breeze through burning church o'er the hills and dusty trail. Each step a haunting memory, each turn a whisper's breath. Dance the waltz of ghostly veils, twirling closer to their death. Silence of the desert, beset by stars' cold light, he found the grave unspoken where she lay in endless night. Across the wasteland's whisper, he swore by blood and stone, her betrayal would not linger where the sands of time had blown. So dance the roses in the casket, waltz to settle old debts past. A gunslinger's final showdown where only shadows cast. With each petal lies a story in the ground, a lover's curse. Dance the waltz in the quiet land where silence ends the verse.
Underneath the silver moon's haunted light stands a ghost of a town swallowed by the night. Wind whispers secrets through the chapel's burned black beams, echoes of the past caught in a dust devil's dreams. Buried in the cursed land where shadows lead the dance. Whiskey numbs the heart, but it can't change the chance. Every step I've taken led to this forsaken sand. Here lies my broken promise, buried in the cursed land. The tale of a love bright as a train's lone whistle call, gone like smoke from a gun when the darkness began to fall. She was the fire, I was the cold iron rail, bound for collision, a story doomed to fail. Buried in the cursed land where the lost souls roam, haunted by the echoes of a heart that was my home. Every night I've woken to the desert's mournful songs, found my dreams uprooted, planted in these silent poems. In the valley of the damned I face the truth under starlit glow. Her words were betrayal, the final brutal blow. Now every whisper of the sand, every chill the desert sends is her voice calling me to a place where shadow of the valley where the sun forgets to shine, where the whiskey drowns the memories of a better vanished time. Ghost towns scattered across the cursed land under skies so wide and grand. Each step stirs the dust of souls who fell by treacherous hands, dancing with the cursed land, boots sinking in the sand, haunted by the ghostly wails of a lonesome spectral band, where the train whistles moan their melancholy sound. I'm just a shadow, and in this ghost town, dancing round and round. Winds whisper through the broken panes of the chapel burned and scarred. A love once pledged 'neath the holy cross, now smoldering and sharp. Forgotten graves lie hidden beneath the tumbleweed's embrace. Echoes of a pistol's crack still linger in this forsaken place, dancing with the cursed land under moon's judgmental glance. Each twirl a tale of vengeance and of lost forsaken chance. The train's sad song still echoes through valleys low and found, bound by this land. In silence I stand and keep my vigil round. With every star that fades from night, I feel her near, whispering slight. The love we lost, the trust betrayed, a reckoning of the debts unpaid. Her voice a ghostly serenade amidst the ruins of promises we made. Facing the dawn with my resolve, in this dusty world I revolve. Land, a specter with no command, whirling with the dust storms, a gun still in my hand. Let the church bells toll for what was never found here in this